Well, just before we finish the show, then we'll pick our teams for the game. As a disclaimer, we're doing this on Monday before the press conference. Still a couple of days for either players to come back or for more players to get injured. But Doherty, I'll come to you first. We know it's going to be Alisson Becker in goal, but maybe one or two decisions to make across the defence.
No, giving Adrian a chance in goal. No, get rotated in. He made a very good save there last time. Yeah, you can forget that. Yeah, so it could be. Yeah. So they still lost, but right. Tough one. Can you come back to me on that? Do someone else first.
It is a tough one, isn't it? I think the fact that Trent came off.
Actually, I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I've got it right. Right, Robertson has to start. I play Matip, Van Dijk, and put Gomez right back.
Interesting. I would bring Matip in, but I'm not sure I'd go for Gomez. Again, Lynchy. I think the fact that Trent came off after an hour probably is more with Napoli in mind than any sort of performance-related thing. But who are you going to go for?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think Matip back fit, be important to get in some games into him, so it's a really good opportunity. And then, Trent's at right back because I think that was the idea with that sub because it certainly wasn't to make Liverpool play any better. You might as well use the benefit of that and get straight back in for this one. And Van Dijk and Robertson, the rest of the back four. Rich, which way are you going?
It's tricky, isn't it? I think there's a few question marks over quite a few of the positions here. I'm certainly not advocating dropping Virgil van Dijk, but even he hasn't been brilliant, has he? But Van Dijk's in. I would put Matip alongside him. Back fit, I think he's such a key player, I think, especially for Trent as well, I reckon. So just getting him back in there. It's a bit harsh on Gomez because I thought he had a very good game against Everton. And there is a temptation to keep him in the side but move him to right back. But I am going to go with Trent, Matip, Van Dijk and Andy Robertson.
Change my mind. I've changed my mind. I'm dropping Van Dijk. Right, so it's going to be Matip and
Gomez.
Yeah, he needs a rest.
Right.
He needs a rest. Right. And also, he's basically, I'm giving him a rest. Well, when else can you give him a rest? I think it was the first game last season in the Champions League. He didn't play against AC Milan. So I'm going with this one. I'm going to go with Gomez and Matip, and I'm going to put Trent right back and Robertson left back. There you go.
There's your headline, Matt.
Interesting. Midfield, Doyley?
Okay, well, Fabinho's got to play. I think the guy that Theo calls Arthur will play because obviously he's played in Serie A, and even if he gets an hour out of him, or even 45 minutes, to be honest, because it's 5 subs in it, that'll be okay. And in terms of the third one, that's tricky. I'm not sure whether I want to play Harvey. Don't know.
I know who I want to play, and it's not going to be popular.
You're not giving yourself a start, are you, Matt?
I said there's me.
Already left
I said Curtis Jones against. I said Curtis Jones against Everton. He didn't. All right, I'm going to play Milner. There you go. There's the 3.
Yeah,
Milner.
I'm Milner as well. I think you need that experience really for Napoli, but I can't imagine the replies to some tweets if he does play. But Lynchy,
oh, instead of hang on. If he plays, then why don't they just direct him at Jurgen Klopp? He's the one who picks the team, not us. We're just guessing.
Well, yeah, exactly.
No one does though, do they? No one ever goes up. No one ever does it, do they? No, honestly, what's wrong with it? Anyway.
On that subject, by the way, people can stop emailing me and asking me why various players are playing. I don't have a direct line. I can't forward it to Jurgen Klopp. I'm
sorry. I will stop emailing you, Matt. I'm sorry.
Lynchy, midfield?
To be honest, I had down Fabinho, Milner, and then one other. And I'm just thinking who the one other could be. And I think you can't keep putting Harvey Elliott in every single game. He's still a young player. Carvalho's obviously got that dead leg. Curtis Jones, it sort of went under the radar, but he wasn't in the squad for the derby, so that's worrying. Maybe a little knock or something. So I think your only option really is, even though it's not ideal, is to throw Arthur in. As Doyley mentioned, he's got experience of playing in Serie A, so maybe that helps him a little bit of knowledge. And what we spoke about earlier in terms of just getting out there with a 0-0 would be fine. He's a player who does, we've seen what we know of him is that he's good at, keeping the ball. Maybe some safe passes at times, but that might work well in an away game in the Champions League. That might be really helpful if you can just help Liverpool tick it over and keep possession away from Napoli. So I think that would be my 3.
yeah, if he can do an hour and Thiago maybe can have a half hour or something like that, that might work out. But Rich, your midfield three, are you with the rest of us or any other shouts?
Basically, yeah. Fabinho was always in. I had Milner down as a bit of a dead cert, to be honest with you. He's the type of dogged character you want in the middle to ruffle a few Italian feathers. Used to playing in atmospheres and grounds like that, bags of experience, exactly what they need in a game like this. So the only other question mark was whether you throw Arthur Milo into this side. A good point about his Serie experience, but he's been brought in as someone who's apparently good on the ball and can play a bit. Yeah, he will be short of fitness, but I'd agree if you start him, if you can get that control early doors, and even if he can't last the game, then you can look to make changes from there in. So yeah, Fabinho, Milner, and Arthur. Will it be Arthur midfield? We'll have to wait and see.
Doherty, attack.
Who do you want me to attack?
God. Wow.
How long have we been doing this podcast and no one's made that joke yet?
I wonder why.
Arthur, by the way, has played Napoli 3 times. Once for Barcelona, twice for Juventus, and he's never lost. He's won 2 and drew 1.
Oh, no brainer.
Admittedly, only started one of those games as Marby played in the other 2, but still counts. Up front, I think it's going to be Salah's playing, despite the fact that some people think he's rubbish now. Diaz on the left. It's interesting up front. I thought Firmino was really good when he came on against Everton, but he can't play midfield in this game, I don't think. And Núñez, this is Champions League, which is where obviously he made his reputation. So he likes these kind of occasions. I think I'd start with Núñez.
Yeah, got to be Núñez for me. I thought Diaz looked a little bit tired at the weekend, Lynch. Are you keeping him in? Is there an argument maybe for Diogo Jota to come in, or possibly might not be ready yet? I suppose he's only just come back himself, hasn't he? But which way are you going to go?
Yeah, I thought maybe Jota on the left-hand side just to give Diaz a bit of a rest. I think it's just as important really to get the minutes into Jota's legs as soon as possible as well. And the 5 subs gives you the opportunity to, make the sub whenever you want. And so I think that, Jota on the left-hand side. I think up front, I mentioned earlier about Núñez, maybe getting him to Anfield, getting him in front of that crowd, getting in the game that Liverpool are probably going to dominate quite a lot. That will probably be better for his confidence than chasing the ball around a little bit in Naples and having to do all that hard work that comes to the Champions League away game. I think he's going to be very scrappy. So, I don't think that'll be great for him. So I think possibly ideal conditions to bring Firmino in for a start up front. And then that sets you up then to have Núñez coming in against Wolves at the weekend. And obviously Salah, when he's fit, starts every game. So that's my front 3. Rich,
which way are you going?
Slightly differently. Salah in on the right as usual. Expect Liverpool to do a fair bit of defending in this game and having to absorb the ball a bit deeper in the pitch. And I think if you've got an outlet like Diaz who can run in behind them, he still looks very dangerous to me, and I would have him in from the start, I think. And then if that's not working, maybe mix it up with Jota later. Núñez. Look, he's been kicking his heels for 3 games. He's had nothing to do. So I'd like to see him down the middle and causing some problems, even if it's with balls in the air or whatnot for that Napoli defence. Give them something to think about. Liverpool will play quite a lot of money for him. I'd like to think he could play twice in a week. So I'll go with Salah and Diaz supporting Núñez as the top of the tree.
Interesting. Well, let's do our match predictions then. I think I'm going to go 1-1. I think Liverpool will score, but I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet necessarily. Doherty, what's your score prediction?
Can't see Liverpool winning. So
0-0?
It's either going to be lose 1-0 or 0-0.
Let's go 0-0 then. Let's be positive. Lynchy?
Yeah, I think 0-0. I think it's going to be a horrible game to watch. 0-0.
Can't wait. Thanks, Lynchy.
Worth your 4 a.m.
The Youth League game will be better. The Youth League game will be better earlier in the day, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes. Should be more goals in that one. Rich, what are you going to go for?
Well, I think I'll complete the binary prediction with a 0-0.
Wow.
What a game this is going to be.
Not a great moment for BT Sport, but other highlights of other games will be available.
Absolutely. Well, on that bombshell, I think we'll finish up there. If you want to catch our coverage of the game as usual, that'll be on Wednesday. We've got Jurgen Klopp's press conference as well from Italy on Tuesday evening. Until next time, though, from all of us here, it's goodbye for now.